So what I'm doing now is I'm starting it live. It's gonna start streaming to YouTube and Facebook right now. Hopefully, if it works.
All right.
I heard some feedback. Oh, that's on your side. Okay.
Do I need to get my headphones on?
Um, no, I think we're good. It's not too bad on your side.
Okay.
Hmm. All right. Looks like it's not gonna work on Facebook.
Uh-oh.
Oh well. YouTube. Test, test, test. Man, I'm still like battling this cold or something.
Should we do a...
I'm live right now, by the way. I gotta test the live stream to make sure it actually works. Alright, looks like we are live. Arthur, can you hear me? HT, can you hear me? Pop out chat.
Do you have photos of them, baby?
Hmm?
Do you have photos of them?
What I'll do is I'll use his actual page. Anthony. Hey Anthony, how you doing? Anthony can hear us, so we're gonna go ahead and start. One more time. Let me make sure.
Oh, I need a headphone.
Oh yeah. Go ahead.
Did you charge my headphone?
No, I didn't. I can just do it by myself.
Wait.
Because you won't be able to hear his questions, and if I unplug it, it'll be.
Let's try it. Don't we have another set of headphones?
Yeah, these.
Okay, I'll have the small headphone.
James, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. Test, test, test. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Okay, I'm ready.
Can you hear her?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great.
Oh, nice.
All right, let's do this. We got some people that have just joined us. We are going to go live right about now. Hey guys, this is Bruce.
And this is me, Yuri.
And today we are interviewing somebody who is near and dear to our heart. This is James from Morris del Caribe. He's got a YouTube page where he talks about his relationship with his beautiful fiance, Manuela, who's from the Dominican Republic. And I just thought this would be a good opportunity for us to ask him questions regarding a foreigner, an American, going over to the Dominican Republic and meeting and having a relationship and all of that stuff. I'm very curious about. Sometimes it seems very similar cultural experience that I had when I met Yuri. So that's why I thought this was a great opportunity to share with everyone. And without further ado, James, why don't you introduce yourself, man?
Hey everyone, this is James from Amores del Caribe. Just out here in Austin, Texas for the week for a conference. But Bruce told me, let's go ahead and get on live today. And I was like, all right, let's do it.
Yeah, awesome, awesome. And for those of you who didn't know, I want to go ahead and move your face here for a second, James, so I can show your site. And here it is right here. If you guys didn't know, please check out Amores del Caribe. Here's him and Manuela together, and he just talks about relationship stuff and his experience with the culture of Dominican Republic. I just really like his style. It's very authentic, and that's the kind of stuff that we like to hear about. So I'm going to ask James a few questions about his experience. So first of all, I've already seen your video about where you and Manuela are talking back and forth, but could you give us like a summarization of how you guys actually met?
Okay, so I signed up to this website called Latina Cupid, and
Wow, nice.
So I was looking to meet Latina. I've always been really attracted to them. I've really been attracted to everything, how they look, how they are, what their values are like, and just like the general cultural norms. I really was attracted to that from like a lot of my travels and a lot of like my exposure in my life. So I decided I was going to sign up on that website, and it was kind of crazy because I set up my webpage, and literally within one day I had over 50 messages in the inbox. And so I was just kind of like, of the next week, I just was scrolling through, and I just I saw her profile page. I saw she had liked mine, and I was like, wow, this girl is just drop dead gorgeous, and she seems like a really nice person. So I liked her back, and then we started to start talking. And after that, it just kind of was all history. We just really kind of fell hard.
Right. And so would you say that was a pretty good site to meet on? What was it called?
Latina Cupid. So
okay,
you're kind of prescribed to a certain nationality. Like if you want to find a Colombian girl, there is a Colombia Cupid. There is a Dominican Cupid. There's hundreds of different Cupid websites for every sort of nationality out there. Mm-hmm. But I kind of wanted to go to Latina because I figured that'd be the biggest one of all the look.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, for the culture, you've been over there how many times to Dominican Republic?
I think I've been over there about 6 or 7 times about now. So I've been over there a few times, each time for about a week.
Okay. Are they pretty open to other cultures as far as like the people? Are they pretty cool? I mean, I know I've been to places where it was very inviting and some places where it wasn't so inviting. Like, what was your feel when you went there?
So yeah, I think they're like a really open and they're relaxed kind of people. They really welcome foreigners. I mean, you always have to watch what you're doing wherever you go, right? Especially if you're in your country. But they seem like a really open people. They're very, if you strike up a conversation with anybody, like they'll talk to you. They also, you'll kind of like a marvel too. So everyone will just kind of stop and look at you no matter where you are. Like, if I walk into a restaurant, literally everyone's going to turn and look at me.
Are there many foreigners that go to Dominican Republic?
So, yeah, there is. But normally, foreigners only go to a certain amount of places. And that's usually Puerto Plata and Punta Cana. Those are the two, they're like really big, famous beach areas in the Dominican Republic. And Manuel lives in Santiago, which is not really a town that most tourists would visit, I don't think, unless they were trying to get somewhere else. But it's the second biggest city, but it's a very, there's not a lot of other people there. I mean, besides, there is like a different populations there. There is Venezuelan population there, and there is surprisingly a Chinese population there.
Wow.
The Dominican Republic has this history of just being really accepting to other foreigners, like especially refugees from those kind of places.
That's awesome. So refugees, are there a lot of Haitians there?
Yeah, so I've talked to Manuel about. I haven't really seen, like, I haven't been able to see anybody like, wow, that's definitely a Haitian person. But she's told me that there's tons of them all over the place
Okay.
there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Now, when you went there, how much
Mhm.
Spanish
Yeah.
do you need to know? If you're a single guy going over there and you're gonna meet your girlfriend or whatever, or you're trying to go there and date, how much Spanish should you really know?
So like I said, it all kind of depends on where you're going, right? But let's say you were going to go to the stereotypical town where most people live, like Santiago.
Mhm.
And I think you definitely would need to at least be able to have bare bones Spanish, like at least ask a question, or you don't have to be completely fluent. But I think as long as you have something to assist you with finding words, and you know the very basics, you'll be able to get your point across.
So you can probably just go there with your phone and know basics if you're just a tourist.
But you know, you should always kind of think about, when you think about learning a new language, you should think about first, like, what are like some basic things that can I say first off, and then think, okay, besides like the basics, like where is this, who is that, I am, you know,
Excuse me, thank you.
you should also know the couple key verbs that you're probably going to use 100 times, like I want, I like, I am, you know, I go. So those are several different types of things you need to keep in mind. That if you can do those things, I think you'll be usually okay. Because even if you didn't know how to speak a lot of Spanish, the problem is going to be that the way they speak it there is so fast that, you know, it's really hard to kind of prepare yourself for it.
Right.
But you put an effort, most time people will try to talk to you.
Okay. Before, do you see other Westerners there besides Americans? Are there other, like, have you noticed any other, like, I don't know, Australians or something?
Actually,
like that?
I have, and I have a story. One time we were at this hotel that was like a hotel/hostel. This Russian guy, you know, and me and Manuel were like hanging out in the little kitchen area cooking a meal, and this Russian guy comes stumbling into the room. They was staying there, didn't speak a lick of English or Spanish, so except for maybe 3 words in English, he kept repeating over and over again to me. So there's foreigners all over the place, and especially if you get around to traveling, you'll see a couple people coming out there on their honeymoon, or, you know, happen to be going to like Puerto Plata or Punta Cana. You'll find a couple foreigners around there, and apparently there's a pretty big foreigner population in some parts of the Dominican Republic, such as Susa. It's becoming like one of those kind of niche places that people are moving to kind of retire, or like they're tired of the United States. Kind of like the Philippines, a lot of people on your channel, they're looking for that cheaper place to live with a higher quality of life. Yeah.
So the culture there is much different than here. Like, what are some of the main cultural differences you say?
So there's so many differences. I guess the first thing would be the mentality. It's a very kind of relaxed kind of mentality. Everyone's just kind of just hanging out and relaxing. No one's in a big hurry to get anywhere. Like, you know, and it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of like if you expect to be somewhere in like 30 minutes, or to have something done in a certain time, you're like, okay, I'm going to get here at this restaurant. They're going to bring my food out in 15, 20 minutes, and then we'll finally be able to head out to the beach or something. It's not going to be like that. It's going to be like you're going to sit down and you're like, we could be here for the next 45 minutes to an hour. You know,
Right.
It's, you know, it's very different. And it's kind of part of its charm too, because, you know, no one's really stressing out. But they have like so many reasons to stress out compared to us, because there's so much absolute poverty there. You know, it seems like they actually will be stressed out all the time, but I guess they just kind of roll with it.
I know that was one of the things that shocked me when I went to the Philippines, the absolute poverty. I've never seen. In the military, I did. I was in Afghanistan. Afghanistan's like nothing I've ever seen before, but absolute poverty in Philippines kind of came close, like, to some of the stuff I saw there, and that shocked me, man. How was your experience with that?
It can be kind of disorientating a little bit. Like everyone's out there trying to make a quick buck. Like it seems like everyone is. Like you'll have kids that'll just run up to you. Who they don't have like shirt or shoes on. They're just kind of,
that bothered me, man.
yeah. Like you'll just see all this different stuff. Like you'll see people still transversing the streets on donkeys and whatnot. Like
wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, you'll see a family of 7 on a little motorbike, and you're like, how are like the wife holding on to the husband, and she has 2 babies in her arms, and they have a kid still in the front of the bike, and it's crazy.
Do they do the wood thing where they put the wood across the bike and have a person on this side and a person on this side? That's what they do in the Philippines.
That was ridiculous.
I wouldn't be surprised.
So, baby, you have any questions?
For me, as for if someone wants to like date from Dominican Republic, like what was your experience with the language? Did you have to learn the language for good communication?
So Manuela pretty much only speaks Spanish. So, and when we first started talking, I had very, very basic Spanish that I had received from like high school and college. Like, I learned how to take the test, but never could speak it.
Okay.
So I had to kind of dive headfirst into the language, be able to communicate good. And it was kind of a struggle, but, with just full immersion, like I was, with texting and calling and video chats and just, using a lot of Google Translate. I used some Resesta to help build my vocabulary, but it's just getting out there and just kind of be willing to completely sound really dumb, pretty much. You have to, you have to be ready just to be uncomfortable while you're trying to learn the language. But yeah, so I definitely had to learn the language to be able to communicate with Manuela. But I would say after 3 months, genuine, hard, constant effort, I was able to communicate pretty much most of what I wanted to say. Now I still am learning words now, but that's going to be a constant process. Learning all the different nouns and different words for it, and yeah.
Right.
That's great.
Yeah, that's great, man.
Yeah.
So when are you guys?
At least you're not like that Brazil guy from the
Beyonce
visa.
You know what she's talking about?
No, I have no.
She's talking about 90 Day.
Gosh.
This show called 90 Day Fiance, and this dude went down to Brazil, didn't know any Portuguese, and it's just kind of humiliating, I mean.
I've been there. I actually went to Brazil. Didn't speak a lick of Portuguese.
But the guy had to talk to the guy's father. I mean, the girl's father, and he didn't know anything. He was trying to propose. I mean, I'm like, dude, like, learn something if you're gonna go that far.
Don't do that. It's kind of like he didn't even think about what he was gonna say before that.
It's pretty bad. No. It's pretty bad.
He was practicing right on the spot and using Google Translator, right?
Yeah. So how far are you in the process of you guys going for the K1 visa or something else?
CR1 visa at this point. I think it just it just better fits what we want to do.
Right. That makes sense.
It's still in school, so we have a lot of time, and in a day, if it's going to take the same amount of time, or at this case now only maybe 3 more months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might be better, man. I mean, because in the end, actually, if you look at the total time frame, including green card, it's actually faster and cheaper.
Yeah, cheaper.
So I think it's the right choice for some people. But man, congratulations on your relationship. I think the secret is just hard work, man. There's really no secret. It's just hard work. You guys have to work for one another, and that's what it's all about. So if you guys do that, man, you won't have any problems at all, man. So I'm really happy for you. I mean, I can see that you're like lit on fire whenever you talk about her, and I love your page. I love the positivity you give, man. I really appreciate that. Is there any parting words that you have for any foreign guys out there who are either going through a relationship with a woman from the Dominican Republic, or somebody who's looking for somebody who from the Dominican Republic? Any parting words at all to our audience?
I would say that the biggest thing that kind of caught me by surprise, and and the big cultural difference was the relationship with the family, because the family is such a big part of their lives, and I don't know if it's necessarily like their helicopter parents, but there's just such a strong bond there, and it can be kind of frustrating when you're trying to make time for your relationship with her, especially if you're at long distance, where she might have to go do something with their family, or or for instance, if you're supporting her, you might have to, you might have to help out the family. If her sister, has had to go to the hospital,
right?
You might have to stop whatever she's doing and go help her. So it's a different kind of relationship than we do here with our families in the United States, where things are a lot more independent. It's like, when I grew up, I was pretty much my own man, and I had to go out and kind of make my living. But, now, over there, it's not like that. You're never you're never like really independent. Very different. It's a different type of relationship, and coming into that relationship with her, you kind of got to learn how to navigate that the best you can, setting appropriate boundaries and whatnot.
Wow, that's great, man. That's great words of wisdom. That's really a big factor, the cultural differences. I'm going through the questions right now. If there are any questions, I'm kind of scrolling through. We've got some of the old hats here. We got Andy. He says, hi, James. Hi, Bruce and Yuri. We've got Frankie Boy. He says, nice to see you guys. We've got HT Logistics, the trucker, my man. He says, hello, James. He said, been to DR 5 times. We've got Paul Archibald. He says, oh, this is going to be a great topic. I like Latinas as well.
Turns out we got a bigger
if you like
audience.
Latinas, if you're...
You like Latinas, you learn to dance bachata, especially for the...
I haven't seen that video of you doing it yet, man. I'm afraid. Let's see. We've got, let me see, Lena's World in the house. I'm going to be interviewing you next, man. Be ready. Also married to, going to be married to a Latina as well from Dominican Republic. We got Lavelle. How you doing, Lavelle? I'm not seeing any questions or any kind of comments so far. I'm just kind of scrolling through. So I think that, wait, hold on. I got Fritz. He says, just remember, when you marry her, you marry the entire family, dude. But
they will
love you.
I love the family. They're really good.
Thank you, T. Elliott.
T. Elliott just donated $5, man. I really appreciate that, man. Always appreciate you always. Okay, I think that's... Look at that. We're going to end on a dance. We got this little dance that pops up whenever somebody donates.
Going back.
Oh, when are you... We got a question. HT says, when are you going back?
I'll be there end of this February. For a whole entire week. We're gonna go whale watching.
Wow, look at that.
That's gonna be a good time. Might just be a really expensive boat ride if we don't have any whales. So.
All right. Once again, before we let you guys go, I'm gonna go ahead and promote Amores del Caribe. Please, if you haven't done so already, go to his page. Here it is, right here. Subscribe. Make sure you turn on that bell notification. He's got some great information. He's a great guy. This is kind of positivity, uplifting stuff that we like to watch, that we like to put out. So go ahead and check him out. And with that said, I think that's it, guys. We're going to do another interview like this, hopefully really soon. Lena's World. I hope you're hearing me right now. Okay, man. Really great talking to you, man.
Thank you so much, Amores, for giving us this opportunity for this interview.
Absolutely.
And it's great to promote your journey to Dominican Republic women.
Yep.
Because they are beautiful.
All right, guys. That's it. We're out. Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
All good.
Oops, I just hung up on him. Sorry, man.
Did
So I'm sorry. I'm sorry, man.
Are we still live?
We're still live. Okay, guys, we are out of here.
Thank you guys.
Thank you
for
guys so
watching.
much. Linda's World. I'll be talking to you offline for the next one, for
Paul,
part 2
Andy,
of this
Fritz,
series. Thanks,
Linda's
everybody.
World,
Love you guys.
T. Elliott.
T. Elliott, thank you always.